I may not know a lot, but I do know movies! Hey everyone, I'm Garrett Lynch, and today I'll be reviewing Thor, Love and Thunder, directed by Taika Waititi, and stars Chris Hemsworth as the mighty, well, take that back, Natalie Portman as the mighty Thor in a turn of events. So let me just go right into it and get started with the review. So basically, this entry into the Marvel MCU is basically Thor is, he's trying to find his inner peace, his self-discovery after the events of Endgame, and he's been through so much as it is, losing his mom, his pops, his brother 3 times. Now he doesn't even know his brother's alive in an alternate universe, but we'll get back to that later. But he's been through a lot. Let's just say that. And then with his ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, it's a lot. It weighs on him, and so he's just trying to find his self in the world. And does he want to keep going? Does he want to settle down? Does he wants to have a family? He wants to find his inner peace, basically. But everything is interrupted. His little harmony is interrupted by Gore the God Butcher, who's played magnificently by the one and only Christian Bale. And he's out for vengeance, and his motivations are really justifiable in this. And I really dug his villain, his arc, his development throughout this. But I wish, and just seeing Natalie Portman again, it's refreshing. It was awesome. Just seeing Natalie Portman back on screen with Chris Hemsworth. I thought they were really, I felt like they were underrated. Their dynamic, their chemistry was really good in the first 2 Thor movies. And I feel like she was underutilized in those first 2. And so seeing her back in action, wielding the hammer that Thor once used, it was awesome. I think I enjoyed the hell out of that. And just Taika Waititi, he infuses his colorful sense of humor, his creativity onto the screen, and just the burst of colors, and just the the 80s and the 90s nostalgia, and playing Guns N' Roses throughout the whole movie. I thought that was just really put together. I thought it was orchestrated really well. Seeing Valkyrie again, played by Tessa Thompson, again, another but the thing, and I'll get to that in a minute, and it was more like a like a race against trying to stop Gore the God Butcher from getting to the gates of eternity, and seeking mass destruction on humanity. And it turns out, I'll come back to it in a minute. Again, I think Gore the God Butcher, who's played, again, phenomenally well by Christian Bale, I think did a really good job in putting, a lot of emotion, a lot of character into this role, and it really brought it out. Very menacing and very, sympathetic, and I just thought, oddly endearing. I don't know about it, but there's just, and that's when I get, into the nitpicks and the gripes in the film. There was some good moments, and there was some not so good moments that I want to delve into. But again, it was just really funny. And then seeing Guardians of the Galaxy for literally 5 seconds in the the very first at the beginning, it was definitely weird. I was like, okay, well, you see him and then you don't, which was okay. I thought that was a little unnecessary, and that's what brings me to this, my conflict with this film. It's really unnecessary. It doesn't really drive the MCU forward. I felt like it was just like a side. What's the word for it? I'm trying to think of it. It's a throwaway. No, it's a filler episode. Yeah, it's like one of those where you just like, like you're watching, say, Breaking Bad, and you're on an episode and it doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't really do anything to the plot. It's just like it's there. It exists. That's what I, think of when I think of Thor: Love and Thunder. It just exists. It's a filler, and that's where I, take issue with the film, and also the runtime. It wasn't long enough. It clocks in at 2 hours, and if you don't count the credits. So, well, less than that. Well, hour and 50 minutes. It was a really short film. I was expecting, it to be a tad bit longer, maybe 15, possibly 20 minutes if we're lucky. And there was a lot of scenes, left on the cutting room floor, and I just thought that was, a little odd. But I get it, I guess they weren't really gonna do anything to the plot either, but neither did this movie. But I really dug the performances, just the humor, Taika Waititi's, style and his direction, and the cut scenes were just, I thought they were done really well, and it was just hilarious. Just bringing the improv back, and I feel like Chris Hemsworth has come a long way playing Thor, and he's given a lot of life and a lot of energy put into him. So I like where they're going with Thor. I like the theme, the elements, the family dynamics, and the love at the center of the movie. Love conquers all. Love conquers all. Basically, that's the theme, basically. But other than that, there's a couple subplots, especially with scene involving Russell Crowe, who's played by Zeus in the film. That was, it didn't really do anything for me, and just there's a couple of scenes that were really necessary, but again, I could say that for the whole movie. It wasn't necessary, but overall, guys, I really dug it. I don't know why some of the critics haven't been too kind to this. I know Ragnarok is, on the top when it comes to the Thor films. I would rank Love and Thunder right there underneath. But I enjoyed it. I love the style. I love the humor and the performances. And I feel like Christian Bale was a standout. I wish we got to see more of him. I wish I got to, a little bit longer with the characters, a little bit more development between them. But I really liked it, guys. I want to know what you thought of the film. Have you seen it yet? Or rate your Thor movie. Where would you put Ragnarok or Dark World on your ranking? So just please tell me or leave a comment, and please, as always, like and subscribe to this video. And as always, I'll see you at the movies.